Hello. So one of the first videos I would like to make is talking a little bit about how it feels to learn a language. I think of it as a little bit like filling in a puzzle. And it might have like 5,000 pieces in this puzzle. And as you fill in the puzzle pieces, you get a clearer picture of what's going on, the message or whatever that it is that you want to understand. So one of the first analogies is that I consider it like a puzzle. And not everyone puts the puzzle pieces in the same order. And there's some tricks to filling out a puzzle faster, like for example finding the edges of the puzzle, or finding the corner pieces first, and those sort of things. You don't just try and fit pieces together randomly. So there's a bit of a structure there, even though it may not seem so. It may seem random. There's a bit of a structure to it. It can help. So one of the other misconceptions that I wanted to talk about, well, the misconception I wanted to talk about, as I haven't talked about one yet. A lot of people think that it's harder to learn a language as an adult and that children have an advantage. And I think that is a myth. And I'll give you an example of why I think it's a myth. Say, for example, you're a baby, all right? And when you're a baby, you don't understand anything. You don't even understand the concepts themselves to any idea or thing. So your brain is not fully developed. And you tend to be more of a passive learner. Like, yes, it's true that children absorb words and things like a sponge. But as an adult, or a teenager, you have an advantage because you can actively seek out new ways to do things. And I actually think you can learn a language faster as an adult than a child. So not only that, but adults get to choose which languages they want to learn. Whereas if you're a kid, the languages are imposed on you. So you really don't have a choice in the matter. So you can't choose. A kid, a 3-year-old kid can't say, I'd like to learn Swahili or whatever. It just doesn't happen. So, I think you can learn languages faster as an adult, and I'd like to teach you how. One example I have for you is this. For example, I went to Spain, and I lived in Spain for 8 years in the Canary Islands in Tenerife, and I didn't speak any Spanish before I went there. I remember saying hello, the word for hello, which is hola. But I actually, in the very, very beginning, I said aló. I got it completely wrong. So I literally didn't know anything at all. Just a couple of words. And within 2 years only, I can remember myself. And I used to have regular meetings with my accountant in Spanish. So these are complex adult, not themes, but they're complex conversations about taxation and, indexing and all these sort of things. And I was able to have a conversation with someone in another language after only studying it 2 years. So I don't know many, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds that are able to speak with an accountant. So a lot of them, and I even remember asking one of my niece-in-law, she was about 8 at the time. We were all sitting around in there watching television, and I remember asking her one time whether she understood what was being said on the news, and she didn't understand what these adults were talking about. So I think it's certainly possible to learn a language as an adult. I think it's the light's coming into the room. It's getting late. I think we can learn them faster and more efficiently. And so the remainder of these videos are going to show you how I go about learning my languages. And I hope you can learn something from me. And I hope you can learn by my mistakes. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.